Hey everyone, welcome back to the Friendly English class. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Brian. How are you doing today?
I'm good, but I had the weirdest thing happen this morning.
What happened?
So, I was making coffee, right? And I realized I was describing what I was doing in my head, in English.
Wait, like talking to yourself?
Yeah, but not out loud, just in my head. I was like, okay, I'm pouring the water, the coffee smells good.
Huh, that's actually really cool.
But here's the thing, I wasn't trying to do it, it just happened naturally.
Right, and that's what today's episode is about.
Exactly. How to think in English, but not in a forced way.
Right, because here's the truth. Thinking in English is important, but it's not something you force.
Yeah, it happens naturally when you do other things right.
Exactly. So today we're going to talk about the problem with translating, some practical tips, but also the bigger picture.
Right, because I think some people get too focused on, I must think in English, and that actually creates stress.
True. Okay, so before we get into all of that, if you're new here, welcome. This is the Friendly English class.
We talk about learning English in a friendly, relaxed way. No boring grammar lessons, just real conversation.
And if you like this episode, please subscribe and share it with someone who's learning English.
Yeah, and leave a comment. Tell us, do you translate in your head when you speak English?
Good question. All right, let's start with the problem. Vanessa, why is translating in your head such a big issue?
Okay, so imagine you're in a conversation. Someone asks you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain hears the English, then it translates to your native language. Then you think of an answer in your native language, then you translate that back to English, then you speak.
That's 4 steps.
Right, and it's way too slow.
Yeah, by the time you finish all those steps, the conversation has moved on.
Exactly, or there's this awkward silence while you're processing.
And the other person is just staring at you waiting.
Right, and that creates anxiety, which makes it even harder to think.
It's like a spiral. The more anxious you get, the harder it is to speak. The harder it is to speak, the more anxious you get.
Yeah, so that's the problem with translating. It's too slow and it creates stress.
Okay, but here's my question. Why do people translate in the first place?
Well, I think it's how we learned.
What do you mean?
Think about how most people learn English. In school, right?
Yeah,
And how do they teach you? They say, okay, this word in English equals this word in your language.
right. Like dog equals perro in Spanish, or dog equals chien in French.
Exactly. So from day one, you're learning through translation.
And that becomes a habit.
Right. Your brain gets wired that way. English word equals my language word.
So what's the solution? How do you break that habit?
Well, there are some specific things you can do, but first I want to talk about the bigger picture.
Okay, what's the bigger picture?
The bigger picture is you don't necessarily need to force yourself to think in English.
Wait, what? But isn't that the whole point of this episode?
I know, it sounds contradictory, but hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
So there's this idea in language learning called comprehensible input.
Comprehensible input?
Yeah. It basically means you learn a language by understanding it, by being exposed to it in a way you can understand.
Okay, like watching movies or listening to podcasts.
Exactly. When you watch a movie in English and you understand most of it, your brain is absorbing the language.
Right.
And over time, with enough input, you naturally start thinking in that language. You don't have to force it.
Interesting. So you're saying don't stress about thinking in English, just consume lots of English content.
Well, yes and no. I think both things are important.
How so?
Okay, so comprehensible input is super important. That's the foundation. But there are also some practical exercises you can do to speed up the process.
Ah, okay, so it's not either or, it's both.
Right, you need lots of input, but you can also practice specific techniques.
Got it. Okay, so let's talk about both. Let's start with the practical tips.
Sounds good.
All right, tip number 1, and this is probably the most common one, talk to yourself.
Oh yeah, this is huge.
Right, just narrate what you're doing in English.
Like, I'm making coffee. I'm pouring water. The water is hot.
Exactly. And you can do this anywhere, when you're cooking, when you're getting dressed, when you're walking.
Right, the key is to do it regularly, even if it's just for a minute or two.
And I know some people feel weird talking to themselves.
Oh, for sure. It feels silly at first.
But here's the thing. You're probably already talking to yourself in your native language.
True, like, where did I put my keys? Or, I'm so tired.
Right. You're already having this internal dialogue. You're just switching the language.
Exactly. And honestly, once you start doing it, it becomes normal pretty quickly.
Yeah. And you don't even have to do it out loud. You can do it in your head.
Although I think out loud is better.
Why?
Because you're also practicing pronunciation and speaking.
Ah, good point. Okay. So talk to yourself. That's tip 1. What's tip 2?
I would say label things in your environment.
Oh, I've heard of this. You mean like putting sticky notes on objects?
Yeah, exactly. You write the English word on a sticky note and put it on the object.
So like refrigerator on your fridge, door on your door.
Right. And the idea is every time you see the object, you see the English word.
So you're training your brain to connect the object with the English word directly.
Exactly, instead of going through your native language.
Does this actually work, though?
I think it works for building vocabulary, especially for beginners.
Right. But once you know the words, you should probably take the notes down.
Yeah, otherwise your house looks like a kindergarten classroom.
True. Okay, so label objects. What's the next tip?
I would say use an English-only dictionary.
Oh, this is a big one.
Yeah, most people use bilingual dictionaries, English to Spanish, English to Korean, whatever.
Right. And what's wrong with that?
Well, it keeps you in translation mode. You're always connecting English words to your language words.
Okay, so what should people do instead?
Use a dictionary that explains English words in English.
But isn't that harder?
At first, yeah, but it's worth it.
Why?
Because you're learning to understand English through English, not through translation.
Ah, I see. So you're staying in English mode the whole time.
Exactly. And there are dictionaries made specifically for English learners. They use simple language in the definitions.
Oh, that's helpful. So people aren't looking up definitions with words they don't know.
Right. Okay, what's another tip?
Well, I have one. Describe things instead of translating them.
What do you mean?
Okay, so imagine you're talking and you forget a word. Let's say you forget the word umbrella.
Okay.
Instead of stopping to translate, just describe it. The thing you use when it rains. The thing that keeps you dry.
Oh, that's smart. So you're staying in English even when you don't know the exact word.
Exactly. And honestly, this is a really useful skill. Because even if you have a huge vocabulary, you're gonna forget words sometimes.
True. Even native speakers forget words.
Right. So being able to describe things is important.
Okay, I have another one. Stop worrying about being perfect.
Ooh, yes, this is so important.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think in English because they're scared of making mistakes.
Right. They're checking every sentence in their head. Is this grammar correct? Is this word right?
And that takes too long.
Way too long. So what should people do?
Just let go. Don't worry about perfection. Just think and speak.
Even if you make mistakes.
Yes, mistakes are totally normal.
And honestly, native speakers make mistakes all the time.
All the time. I make grammar mistakes constantly.
Same. So why do learners think they need to be perfect?
I think it's because of school. Teachers always corrected their mistakes.
Right. So they learned that mistakes are bad.
But in real conversation, mistakes don't matter that much as long as people understand you.
Exactly. Communication is the goal, not perfection.
Okay, so we've covered a bunch of practical tips. Talk to yourself, label objects, use an English dictionary, describe instead of translate. Don't be perfect.
Right. But now let's talk about the bigger picture, the comprehensible input stuff.
Yeah, because I think this is actually more important than the specific techniques.
Really? More important?
Yeah, because here's the thing. You can do all those exercises, but if you're not surrounding yourself with English, it won't help much.
Okay, so what does surrounding yourself with English mean?
It means consuming English content every day, watching shows, listening to podcasts, reading articles.
Right, immersion.
Exactly. And the key is, it should be comprehensible. You should understand most of it.
Not all of it?
No, not all of it. Maybe like 80 or 90%.
If you understand everything, it's too easy. If you understand nothing, it's too hard.
Okay, so you want that sweet spot, mostly understandable, but with some new stuff.
Right, and when you do this every day, your brain starts to internalize the language.
What do you mean by internalize? It means the language becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it consciously.
Like how native speakers just know what sounds right.
Exactly. They don't think about grammar rules, they just feel what's correct.
And you get that feeling through lots of input.
Right. So how much input are we talking about?
I would say at least 30 minutes a day.
Yeah, 30 minutes minimum, but more is better.
And the great thing is, you can do it while doing other stuff, like commuting or cooking or exercising.
Right. Put on a podcast while you make dinner, watch a show while you fold laundry.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be dedicated study time.
Although dedicated time is good too.
For sure.
Okay, so what kind of content should people consume?
Whatever interests them. That's the most important thing.
Why?
Because if you're bored, you won't stick with it.
True. So if you like cooking, watch cooking shows in English.
Right. If you like basketball, watch basketball games with English commentary.
If you like video games, watch English gaming streams.
Exactly. Find stuff you actually enjoy. Then it doesn't feel like studying.
Okay, but some people might say, I don't understand enough to watch native content.
Right. So start with content made for learners.
Like this podcast.
Exactly. This podcast is designed for intermediate learners. We speak clearly, we use common vocabulary.
Right, and there are tons of English learning podcasts and YouTube channels.
Yeah, start there, then gradually move to more native content.
Okay, so immersion is the foundation. But let me ask you something. Can you become fluent just from input without speaking practice?
That's a good question. I think input gets you really far, like maybe 80% of the way.
But you still need speaking.
Yeah, I think so, because speaking is a different skill.
Right. You can understand a lot, but still struggle to produce sentences quickly.
Exactly. So you need both, lots of input plus speaking practice.
Okay, so let's talk about speaking practice. What can people do if they don't have English speakers around them? Well, there's online conversation practice, language exchange apps, online tutors.
Right, and those are great, but they cost money or require finding a partner.
True. So what else can you do?
Well, you can talk to yourself, which we already mentioned.
Right, and you can also record yourself.
Oh, good idea. Why is that helpful?
Because you can listen back and hear your mistakes.
So you're basically giving yourself feedback.
Exactly. And it's also good for tracking progress. You can compare recordings from a month ago to now.
Nice. Okay. Another thing people can do, shadowing.
Yes, shadowing is great.
Explain what shadowing is for people who don't know.
Okay, so shadowing means you listen to something in English and repeat it immediately, like an echo.
Right. So you're mimicking the pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation.
Exactly. And you do this while you're listening, so there's very little delay.
It's like you're shadowing the speaker, following right behind them.
Right, hence the name.
Does this actually help with thinking in English, though?
I think it helps indirectly because you're training your mouth and your brain to produce English quickly.
Right. You're not translating, you're just repeating.
Exactly. So you're bypassing that translation step.
Okay, cool. So we've talked about a lot of different strategies. Let's recap.
Good idea.
So the foundation is comprehensible input. Surround yourself with English content every day.
Right. At least 30 minutes a day. More is better.
Then there are specific exercises. Talk to yourself, label objects, use an English dictionary, describe instead of translate.
Don't worry about being perfect.
Right. And practice speaking, either with real people or by yourself through recording or shadowing.
Yeah.
Okay, so our challenge to you is pick one thing from this episode and try it today.
Maybe start narrating your actions for just 1 minute. Or change your phone to English. Or watch one video in English.
Just do one small thing and then do it again tomorrow and the next day.
Yeah, consistency is more important than intensity.
Right. 5 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week.
Exactly. All right, thanks so much for listening to the Friendly English class.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with someone who's learning English.
And leave a comment. Tell us, what's your biggest challenge with thinking in English?
We'd love to hear from you.
All right, see you in the next episode.
Until then, keep learning.
And keep exposing yourself to English.
It will pay off, I promise.
Bye, everyone.
Why?